Hi there, welcome to the Film at 11 podcast. My name is Joshua Zeiber. My co host this week is my son Thomas.
Yeah.
Thomas, in recent episodes of this podcast, I think I've let you off a little easy, and we've done some movies that have been on the short side. Is that accurate, do you think? This week, I think we're going to try something a little bit more challenging,
Mm.
which I'm sure thrills you to no end. Thomas, this week we are going to watch Inception. What do you know about this movie?
I don't know.
You don't know? Have you ever even heard of this movie?
No.
Okay, okay. Well, then I guess that's the best way to go into it, is to not know anything about it and to see if you can figure it out. This movie is a little on the long side, Thomas. It's about 2.5 hours long. So sit back and try to stay awake.
No.
Let me ask you a question. You never really remember the beginning of a dream, do you? You always wind up right in the middle of what's going on.
I guess, yeah.
So how did we end up here?
Well, we just came from the,
Think about it, Ariadne. How did you get here? Where are you right now?
we're dreaming.
Wake up!
Rude. You hurt my head.
I hurt your head. We are back from watching Inception. Thomas, before we started this movie, I gave you a warning, which was that the first thing I was going to ask you when we came back to record this part of the podcast is to explain the plot of Inception to me. So go ahead. Let me hear it. What's it about?
First they were trying to infiltrate this guy's dreams
Mm-hmm.
and get information from him
Mm-hmm.
by having two separate dreams, a dream inside of a dream.
Okay.
And then after they did it, the guy was impressed and hired them to do something else,
Okay.
which is making this guy have an idea to ruin their rival company.
Okay. And that doing that is called
Inception.
Inception, right? So what was it called when they were trying to get the information out of the guy? Do you remember that part?
No.
That was extraction.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Okay. So it seems like you had understood the concept of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
So that being said, this is a pretty long movie. It's a pretty complex movie. Did you have trouble following the plot?
Not really.
No? You figured it out pretty well?
Yeah.
Okay. Because it had a lot of different layers to it, a lot of different dreams within dreams, and then you find out that some of those dreams weren't real and that it was all an illusion. But you felt that it was easy enough to follow for you, yes?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Did you have any confusion on it? Was there any plot points that you just couldn't figure out what was going on?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that being said, did you enjoy the movie?
Yes.
You did. Okay. You didn't find it too complex, too confusing?
No.
Okay, good. Did you like the characters in the movie?
Yeah, I thought they were good.
All right. Who was your favorite character?
I don't know. I like the guy named Arthur.
Arthur. Okay. It's played by an actor named Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He was the guy whose job was to what was his job even? Who even knows? This movie is pretty complicated.
In a dream, you can cheat architecture into impossible shapes. That lets you create closed loops, like the Penrose Steps, the infinite staircase. See? paradox.
One of the things that I question when I watch this movie is this how dreams actually work? Have you ever had a dream like the dreams in this movie?
Not really.
Not really. I mean, even aside from just the elaborateness of the dreams, because sometimes your dreams can be very elaborate. The way the logic of this movie works is that there are very strict rules for how dreams work, and that isn't typically real. I mean, the way that the dreams actually work in real life, where like for example, they had a timer on how many minutes pass in the real world equates to how many minutes are passing in the first level of the dream, which means that there's a certain number of minutes that pass in the second level of the dream, and then a certain number of days or months that pass in the third level. And that was all very linear and very they could calculate it exactly how long they needed, which that's just kind of a little weird. That's not how dreams work. Their dreams are much more fluid than that, and they also tend to mash together different things a lot more crazily than some of the stuff in this movie. But that being said, the movie did have some very interesting action and set pieces and some visuals. Like, what was your favorite of those?
Of the set pieces?
Yeah.
I like the hotel where they were just floating around.
Right, where gravity went very wonky, and that was Arthur who was floating, basically in zero gravity in the middle of a hotel. And of course, the most famous scene in this movie is also very cool, which is where the city folds over on top of itself.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. The movie does have quite a lot of action. I do question what it seemed almost like the action is used just to make the movie seem more exciting, because I think they kind of felt that the concept of going inside someone's dream in itself wasn't maybe that exciting.
Yeah.
And so they had to throw in a whole bunch of shooting and explosions and all sorts of stuff. So I do question, whether all of that action is really necessary for the plot, or if it's just something done to make the movie seem more exciting. But most of it's well done.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, part of the end of the movie, where they're in the wintry environment on the snowmobiles and everything, felt very much like a James Bond movie, I thought.
Yeah.
There's a lot of James Bond type of action in this movie, and the director of this movie is a guy named Christopher Nolan, who he has not yet made a James Bond movie, but I believe he's tried to get be hired for that job, and I think this was sort of his way of showing that, you see, I can do James Bond. Instead, he's done 3 Batman movies. So you did like the movie. Was there anything you didn't enjoy about the movie?
Some of the parts were a little boring.
Okay, because it is a very long movie too. It's 2.5 hours long. Like, what parts did you think were boring?
Like the parts where they were just like in the thing. The parts where they were just like in the warehouse and just kind of explaining things.
Yeah, there's a lot of explaining in this movie. A lot of explaining. And certain characters whose job is only to explain things to other characters. I get it. And I think that's probably why they felt that Christopher Nolan felt that he needed to punctuate those scenes with action in the middle of them.
Yeah.
Just to kind of wake you up, basically. But yeah, the movie, I think I think it's a little too long. I don't know that it needed to be 2.5 hours long. I think some of that could have been streamlined. But this was a very popular movie when it came out in the summer of 2010. It was a really big hit. And I think it's generally well liked and well regarded.
Okay.
Yeah. So it seems like you also enjoyed it.
Yes.
Okay. So on our rating scale for this podcast, if a W or an L, this gets from you
A W.
a W. Okay. So did you have anything else you wanted to add about Inception?
No.
Okay. Did I put the idea in your head that maybe you would like this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I incepted that idea into you.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed this one. And if you in the audience enjoyed this content, please like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, we'll see you in our dreams. You say you slept well. Do you have any nice dreams? What'd you dream about?
I don't remember.
You don't remember your dreams?
No.
Ever?
Sometimes, but rarely.
Interesting.
What, do you? Have vivid memories of all of them?
Every single one. All right. So what do you think we should watch a movie about this week?